Hello, Katie, mynaturalhappiness.com, creator of the Seeds of Change program to help you go from hamster to happiness, founder of Shine Your Light, Goddess, Shine Your Light, the boot camp and the book. I hope you're well and I hope you are having an amazing week. I have had an interesting week. When I think a few weeks ago I was saying, in the waning moon I tend to rest and relax, and the universe has got me to relax because I hurt my ankle. So I'm a little bit in pain, less than I was yesterday and less than I was the day before. So it's improving. So if I'm not quite my normal self, that is why. Which brings me on to the free training I'm running next week. It's always interesting how things tie in together sometimes, don't they? So I'm running some free training next week, and it's about how to stay connected to spirit even in times of stress and adversity. And it's been quite stressful. Yeah, definitely felt it's been quite challenging to connect to spirit with in pain. And I'm going to keep recording even though the neighbours are drilling. If you hear a noise, it's the neighbours. It's the neighbours. And it is challenging and it is difficult, and that's when it's even more important to connect to spirit, connect to your spiritual practices, to connect to your life purpose and connect to where you're going in life. And I've found that the more that these things crop up, the more important it is to land back in our bodies and connect to the spiritual practices that we know and love. So next week I'm running a free training, how to reconnect to your life purpose and your spiritual practices even in times of stress and adversity. And it's very interesting timing that I then hurt my ankle and experienced all of that. And I know a huge part of that is to sit down and write the content for next week and to just make sure everything's all ready to go for those incredible women of spirit who step in the space with us and choose to walk along with us next week. It's going to be a beautiful and gentle time. It's going to be magical, and I feel, and I was describing this to a friend of mine. I was like, I'm just inviting people to my party. Come to my party. Come along. It's going to be a magical week, and we're going to do some incredible work together. I've had some questions about, can men join, because I always say women of spirit. If it's resonating with you, come join and just swap the language around to a language that resonates with you. I tend to work more with women of spirit because that tends to be who is attracted to work with me, and who my message resonates with. If the message resonates with you, come and join. Just replace the wording with language that serves you and suits your body and your mind and your soul. It's definitely an inclusive space, and perhaps I'll need to do some work on making sure that's clearer. It's definitely an inclusive space. So it's going to be a magical time, and I've been going over the content and going over everything. I've ran similar training last year, and what I will say is that when you do this work and you reconnect to your life purpose and your soul's calling, it's very difficult to ignore it. And it was a major change that when I was doing the work and putting the work together last time around, it's going to be tweaked slightly because we're in different times. I'm still feeling into whether the videos will be the same, but we'll do maybe do some Facebook Lives to talk about the current times. I'm not sure. I need to feel into that. But when I did, I walked the work when I was putting together last year's training, I got some realizations that I could not hide from. I could not hide from at all. And I've changed my life up massively since having those realizations, and I'm changing my life up even more personal life up even more this year, because I couldn't hide from what I was told. And so when you do this work, it can come with great change. Always good, always amazing, always different, always incredible, and sometimes difficult in the transition stages. Sometimes that moment of realizing that we need to release things in our lives, there can be some heartache around that, and always good in the always good in the long run. I think back, I mean, obviously last year I was in a very challenging time, because anybody who's watching these videos for a while will know I lost 3 family members last year. And this time last year I was definitely in a very challenging time, because my father, we just literally said farewell to my father, although not farewell, because he's still around, which is lovely. It's wonderful being spiritual, you can still reconnect. More there, but yeah, life has changed massively. So what I will say with this retraining is that it does come with a little bit of a, once you reconnect to your life purpose and your soul's calling, it's very hard to ignore it. So please come along. The link will be in the video below. I'll share it if you go onto my Facebook or my Instagram. It's on the bios and all the rest of it. So yeah, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. That was a long-winded way to tell you why I'm a little bit in pain. I know the universe was telling me to sit down, slow down, focus on next week's party. And so that's what I've been doing, because it's just easier. Right, as always, I pulled out a card for you for watching this video, and I was called to go back to Colette Baron-Reid's work, which was the deck that we worked with last week, anybody who watched, and I shuffled these so well, and then the same card came up. It's always interesting when that happens, and I love this card so much I decided just to stay with it. I shuffled these properly, so we have got wealth again. We've got wealth. Well, this is the marker of abundance and success and the achievement of a goal. It can refer to real riches and tangible results such as money or possessions, but it can also portend to a time of emotional satisfaction. It's always a reminder that all things can be attained. Know that wealth includes sharing. For this card, as a reminder to give something away to help another, be it money, time, or anything of value. Sharing will always ensure the flow of wealth. This marker is a very fortunate omen. And what I said last week, which I'm going to repeat, is only share what is overflowing from your cup. Fill your cup first. Fill your cup first. Money is very much like the spiritual world, and our energy is that it's wonderful to share. It's wonderful to give and help others, and fill your cup first. Fill your cup first. Make sure that your needs are met before you share. And if you're guided to listen to the give something away of value, have a declutter and see what is of value in your home that no longer serves you. I've been doing that this week, and over the last few weeks I've been doing a huge amount of decluttering to shift the energy up in my home, and I found so many things that are of value that no longer serve me, and so I've donated so much to charity. I've given so many scented candles to my friend who runs a raffle for her theatrical group. I've decluttered a lot and shared that wealth out, and it was definitely overflowing from my cup. So when it comes to wealth, if you're called to listen to the share part, only share what no longer serves you, or that after you've filled your cup. It's very important, that one. So this is a marker of abundance and success. Such a beautiful time. And what's striking me here is that, you know, the picture is within the forest, and it shows how just being beautifully connected to Mother Earth, we can feel wealthy just being connected in with Mother Earth. And so if you're struggling at the moment, just feel wealthy by the fact that Mother Earth is nurturing and supporting you right now, because we're so blessed. We're so blessed to live on this earth, and we're so blessed to have these connections. And anybody in the spiritual arena connecting in with Mother Earth can be one of the most wealthy and abundant things that you can do. It really can. So that's the first card. The second card from my deck of cards, Kate's Oracle cards, we had Rock, and we've had this a few times recently. We really have, and I can't remember if we had it last week or not. Are you stuck between a rock and a hard place? If so, you are not alone. Look around you. There are leaf spirits, there are tree spirits. Going back in with the tree, they always sink in together, don't they? There are souls all around you. Instead of feeling trapped on the road ahead, look sideways. How can you go around this obstacle? How can you go over it? How can you ease your situation with kindness in your soul? There is always another way. There is always a safe place to land. Very often there is an easier way. Ask yourself how you can make this easy and see what flows. You are not as trapped as you may think. And this is, that's very interesting. I finished saying that 11 minutes, 11 seconds into this video. So very often we can feel trapped, and so very often we can feel as if things are helpless. And there's always another way. There's always another way. There's always a different way of doing things. So if you're feeling stuck right now, please reach out. I offer free one-to-ones, free half-an-hour sessions to see if I can help you and serve you. But if you're feeling trapped right now, please know there is always a different way. And it's just magical when you find it, when you have that realization, realize that there's a different way of looking at things. You can reframe things. It's a magical thing. So if you're feeling stuck right now, and also come on the free training next week, because it's going to be a magical time. It's going to be so beautiful. And yeah, things shift. So come along. Right, I'm going to return to doing the background work for next week, yeah, doing the emails and everything. And as I say, anybody that did training, I'm still feeling into whether to keep the videos, not least because I'm in pain, but also I've got a feeling that some Facebook Lives talking about the current times and hearing back from you guys might be the most powerful way to serve you. I'm still feeling into that. It will be amazing. I'm going to serve you in the best way I know how, and we're going to have some magical times reconnecting into our spiritual path on this world, and reconnect to our life purpose and why we were born and why we chose as spiritual beings to be on earth at this time, and what it is that we're meant to be giving the world. It's going to be a magical and incredible time. You're so invited. You are so invited. You are so invited. It's just going to be an incredible time, and I can't wait to serve you. Right, back to putting my leg up and doing the emails and working out how. Yeah, it's just going to be interesting. I'm so excited. The people that have stepped into the space already are incredible, and it's just going to be a sacred space together. Have a magical week, have a magical weekend, and I look forward to seeing those of you and hearing all about what's happening and how you're finding the free training on Monday, when those who have signed up for the free training will receive their first module. Mwah! Have a magical week. Lots of love. Kate, mynaturalhappiness.com. Take care.